Alex Answer here in the San Luis Valley, and we are talking with Chloe about some potentially serious changes coming to Costilla County. So, Chloe, what have you discovered?
A few weeks ago, I started hearing rumors that Costilla County is updating its zoning code, so I called them about it, and after pretty much a week straight of calling them, I got the changes. So they're really serious, and they could have impacts of tens of thousands of dollars on property owners in the area, and people especially who come out here on fixed incomes and disabled veterans and others like that who really don't have a lot already. The changes include things like stripping the right of 5 acre lot owners to build a guest house or accessory dwelling. Right now you can do that. If these changes go into effect, you won't be able to. They also include taking your right to camp while you build. Currently, there is a 90-day camping permit in Costilla County, and people have historically lived here while they're building, so they want to take that away from us, and that in particular could have a super negative impact on a lot of people because it would add commuting costs and RV park costs or apartment costs in addition to building and land payment costs. And for people on a fixed income, that could just make them homeless and kick them out of the county. And then they're also looking at increasing the complexity of applying for a building permit, making it more expensive and difficult for you to build here. So there's that's what I've learned.
Okay, a couple of things that I'm also curious about. So, this information wasn't exactly easy for you to initially find out. You had to really work to get a hold of the people in Costilla County to find out this information. Tell us about that process and what it was like.
Well, I called and emailed the planning department and talked to Matt Valdez. He said he would get it to me, and then a day or two later, I still hadn't received anything. So I called him again, and then I also tried calling the county commissioners at the suggestion of my land guy. So I spoke to Ben Dune, who works for the county commissioners, and I guess he asked Matt Valdez about the changes too, and a few days later, I got an email containing a PDF file with them.
And that is a 91 page PDF.
I hadn't paid attention to how many pages
Okay.
it is, but yeah,
It's
it's
a big
really
one.
big. It's a big
Tell us
PDF.
about the Facebook group. Let's try that.
Well, what I did to try to combat this is because really it's just us in the San Luis Valley here, and we need to stand together and support each other and make sure that we're all taken care of. It's really important that even those of us who might have the means to deal with these codes and things like that still speak up, because if they kick people out of the valley, you could be next. And it's also really important because it's a human rights issue and it's just
Right.
the right thing to do.
Well, we're going to be providing some information for people to either write a letter to Costilla County, and there are people that might be listening to this that own land in the San Luis Valley, so they might want to, or in the Rio Grande Ranchos where we are. So tell us what it was like trying to reach out, to people in this particular area. Were you able to reach people today and kind of encourage a few people to come to a future meeting?
Well, we were able to talk to a few people. We met a couple of really nice people who are going to be there, which was very encouraging. That was actually our last stop. We also left quite a few flyers sort of poking out of fences, hoping that they would make their way to someone who would be interested in them.
Right. You're right, because out here, there's a lot of people on 5 acre lots. It's a little risky stepping on someone's property. So you put together this flyer, and just to let the people know listening, we are talking with the main organizer of this, whether you call it a resistance or just raising awareness, that these discussions are being had in Costilla County. So what information do people need to know about this meeting on the 9th and the importance of going down to a town hall meeting or a county commissioner meeting?
Well, the meeting on the 9th is for the Planning Commission, and it's going to be on September 9th at 10 a.m., and that's a Wednesday, and it's going to be at 400 Gaspar Street in San Luis at the county building in the conference room. And what happens at the Planning Commission meeting is that a citizen advisory board will go over these changes with Matt Valdez, our land use administrator. And while I'm not exactly clear on what the process is going to be at that point, my understanding after talking to Ben Dune is while that meeting is not legally binding, it is super important to show up at because it may be our last chance to really put in input on how these changes will affect us and the problems that they'll cause for people.
Right, and as I understand it, they've been talking about this for a while, more than a few months, and telling people that have just moved out here that this is now the rule. These are now the new rules, even though they actually haven't voted on it yet. Is that true? They're telling people before they voted on it that certain things are restricted.
My understanding is yes. I do believe they are already telling people that the new rules are in place, when my understanding is that after this planning commission meeting on the 9th, they won't be legally binding until the county commissioners have an opportunity to vote for them at their regular meeting, which is at 342 Main Street on the 15th at 10 a.m. In San Luis. So at that meeting, my understanding is that Mathew Valdez will be presenting the changes to the county commissioners, who will vote them up or down, and at that point that would be legally binding and they would become law.
Okay. So obviously the hope is that we can reach enough people in the next few days, hand out flyers like the one that you just put together, to encourage people to not be apathetic concerning this issue. This is an issue that affects people even if they don't have an RV, even if they don't have a trailer. If they have any interest in having a structure more than their one structure and not being threatened by the county with massive fines and being taken to court, I think this is something that can really bring people together in the Rio Grande Ranchos, maybe in a way that has never been seen before. So hopefully this will be a positive thing.
I'm really hoping so too. We have a Buy Nothing project now. We have several really active and committed groups in the San Luis Valley, and it's actually kind of beautiful to see the stuff that's going on out here. It's really sad that something so negative has to be the catalyst of it, but I'm sure if we can work together, we can turn it into something good.
Well, I'm going to continue to provide updates as they become available.